Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. Ready to learn about NVIDIA? You're just starting to invest, right? Well, we're going to take you on a wild ride through NVIDIA's story from, get this, a Denny's booth all the way to becoming this AI powerhouse worth like $2 trillion.
Yeah, it really shows that even the biggest tech companies start somewhere pretty normal, and that a good idea and a ton of hard work can lead to massive success.
Okay, so picture this. 1993, a Denny's in San Jose. We've got three guys. One of them is a young Jensen Huang. They're just hanging out in a booth, coming up with this crazy plan to change video game graphics forever.
And remember, this is way before we had the amazing realistic games we have today. Back then, the graphics were, well, a lot more basic. So these guys saw a huge opportunity to create a special processor, a GPU, just for handling all the complicated calculations needed for good graphics.
So they had this bold idea, a super specific processor, just for making games look awesome. But get this, their first try, a total flop. Like it almost destroyed the entire company right there. Talk about a high-stakes breakfast meeting.
It's true, that first product just didn't work out. But, failing is often a part of success. They regrouped, figured out what went wrong, and in 1996, they came back with a bang, releasing their first really amazing GPU. And that, my friend, changed everything.
It was a game changer for real. This new GPU was way better than anything else out there. It made games more immersive, more realistic, like a huge leap forward for gaming.
It's crazy to think that they basically created something so powerful they didn't even understand its full potential at the time. They were focused on games, but this GPU would end up being a key part of something way bigger. The AI revolution.
Wait, hold on. We're going from pixelated video game characters to, like, the AI revolution. That's quite the jump.
It is. Their GPUs were designed for parallel processing, which basically means handling a bunch of calculations at the same time. And it turns out that's exactly what AI algorithms, especially deep learning, need.
Yeah.
It's like they accidentally built the perfect engine for the AI rocket ship right before it took off.
It's like baking a cake for a birthday and then being like, hey, this would also be perfect for a wedding. Except the cake is this super powerful computer chip, and the wedding is the whole future of AI.
Exactly. It was a total coincidence, this perfect technology showing up just as this new field was starting to grow. That's what makes NVIDIA's story so interesting. Vision, taking risks, and a little bit of luck.
And speaking of risk-taking, we can't forget the guy leading it all, Jensen Huang, NVIDIA's CEO. His story is almost as wild as the company's. Imagine going from washing dishes to becoming a tech superstar.
It's seriously inspiring. He came to the U.S. from Taiwan as a kid, worked all sorts of jobs,
Yep.
Including washing dishes, maybe even at a Denny's, who knows. And then he becomes this electrical engineer, co-founds NVIDIA, and leads the company through, 3 decades of growth and change. Talk about a success story.
So he's not just some tech genius, but he's also this charismatic leader pushing the company forward. People who know him say he's really demanding, a perfectionist, but super driven and passionate. Kind of reminds me of Steve Jobs.
He's definitely got his own style, and it seems to be working. Under his leadership, NVIDIA has become a major force in the tech world.
So we've got humble beginnings, almost going broke, a gaming revolution, and this rock star CEO leading the way into AI. It's like a movie waiting to happen.
It does have all the right elements, doesn't it? But before we get too caught up in the excitement, let's remember something important. NVIDIA's GPUs were first made for a very specific purpose, to make video games look amazing. And they did that. But what's really mind-blowing is how this technology, created for better graphics, ended up driving the AI revolution. Talk about unexpected consequences.
That's the cool thing about innovation, right? You never know where a good idea might lead. And for NVIDIA, it led them straight to the forefront of one of the most important technologies in the world. Now, that's a story worth exploring.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll talk about how NVIDIA went from gaming to AI, look at their financial success, and even talk about some of the controversies they've faced. Get ready, because things are about to get really interesting.
So stick with us as we continue our deep dive into the fascinating world of NVIDIA. We'll be back to explore the incredible applications of their AI technology, from new drug discoveries and virtual movie sets to, get this, robots that can reason and understand instructions. It's going to be epic.
And we'll also take a close look at NVIDIA's financial performance, which is a story in itself. Get ready for some serious number crunching as we explore how they became a $2 trillion company. You won't want to miss it. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Last time, we talked about NVIDIA getting ready for the AI revolution. Their powerful GPUs, the ones made for gaming. Well, those became the engine for this incredible new technology. Ready to find out what happened
Oh
next?
yeah, definitely. I'm excited to hear more. We're talking about AI, like the stuff from sci-fi movies becoming real, and NVIDIA is right there in the middle of it. Where do we even start?
Well, how about robots? Remember those kind of clunky robots from a few years ago? Now, thanks in part to NVIDIA's AI, we have humanoid robots, like this one called Figure 1. This robot can walk, understand instructions, even reason. It's like something from the future.
Wait, robots that can reason? We're talking about robots that think for themselves? That's amazing, but also kind of scary.
It's a huge step forward in robotics. This Figure 1 robot, made by a company called Figure, they're already testing it in BMW factories. It's designed to work with humans, doing those dangerous or repetitive jobs. Think of it like a coworker who never gets tired and is always ready to work.
Okay, so maybe not self-aware robots yet, but still really impressive. And it sounds like it could change industries like manufacturing. What about other areas? Like I've heard AI is revolutionizing healthcare. Is that true?
Totally. One of the coolest things NVIDIA's AI is doing is in drug discovery. Companies like Generate Biomedicines are using it to design new proteins that don't even exist naturally. These proteins can then be used to create super targeted therapies for diseases like cancer and asthma.
Hold on, they're not just using AI to study existing drugs. They're creating entirely new ones from scratch. That's incredible. It sounds like AI could be the answer to curing some of the toughest diseases.
Researchers are really excited about that possibility, and it's not just about new drugs. NVIDIA's AI can personalize treatments by looking at tons of patient data. Imagine a world where your treatment is tailored to your genes and medical history.
That's personalized medicine on a whole new level, like having a super doctor who can process tons of information and create a treatment plan just for you. AI is definitely changing things in healthcare. But what about something more, fun? Can AI make our lives more entertaining?
For sure. Imagine creating a whole virtual movie set just by typing a few words. Well, that's exactly what a company called Cubric is doing, using NVIDIA's GPUs. Their AI can make super realistic 3D environments instantly, just from a few words. You want a futuristic city, type it in, and bam, there it is, ready for your next movie.
Wow, that's crazy. No more building expensive sets, no more searching for the perfect location. It's like having this ultimate tool for creativity. Filmmakers must love this.
They do. It saves time, money, and opens up so many possibilities for stories. But maybe one of the most ambitious and even important uses for NVIDIA's tech is in climate science.
Climate science. Now that's unexpected. How does AI help fight climate change?
Remember we talked about digital twins? Well, NVIDIA is working with scientists to create a digital twin of Earth. It's a virtual copy of our planet that can simulate climate patterns with amazing accuracy and speed.
A virtual Earth. Are we talking about a giant simulator that can predict the future of our planet? Sounds like something out of a sci-fi book.
Maybe not a crystal ball, but it's pretty close. This digital twin lets scientists run simulations and see how climate change will affect different parts of the world. With this information, they can come up with plans to deal with climate change.
So NVIDIA's technology is helping create life-saving drugs, make awesome virtual worlds, and even understand and protect our planet. That's a huge impact. But with all this amazing technology, there are some big questions, right? We can't ignore the potential downsides.
You're right. We need to be careful as AI keeps getting smarter. Think about the possible consequences. After all, with great power comes great responsibility.
Definitely. But before we jump into those big issues, let's get back to NVIDIA's story. We've talked about what their technology can do, but what about the company itself? How did they become so successful? How did their journey look financially?
That's a great question, and that's what we'll be talking about next. NVIDIA's financial story is just as interesting as its technology. Get ready to crunch some numbers as we learn how they became a $2 trillion company.
I'm ready. Let's see those numbers. I want to understand the financial engine that's powering this AI revolution. I bet our listeners are interested in that too. After all, who doesn't love a good success story, especially when it's about cutting-edge technology and huge profits?
You got it. We'll be back soon to talk about NVIDIA's amazing financial performance. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've followed NVIDIA all the way from that Denny's booth to the front of the AI revolution, and now it's time to talk money. We've been hinting at their success, but let's really dig into the numbers and see just how this tech giant got to be worth $2 trillion.
All right, get ready for some seriously big numbers. Their 2024 fiscal year report is basically a celebration. They brought in a mind-blowing $60.9 billion in revenue.
Hold on, $60.9 billion. That's like way more than double what they made just a year before. What's behind this crazy growth?
Well, their data center segment is a real powerhouse. It brought in a massive $47.3 billion, a huge jump from the $14.5 billion it made the year before.
Wow. So it's pretty clear that the demand for their AI and cloud computing is just exploding. They're riding that wave perfectly.
And it's not just about the revenue. Their net income also went through the roof, hitting $29.8 billion, almost 7 times higher than their 2023 net income.
Okay, so for someone who's new to investing like me, what do these numbers really mean? Are they just big numbers or is there something more to it?
Think of it this way. Those numbers show us that NVIDIA isn't just growing fast, they're also becoming super profitable. You know, the fact that they can make that much profit from their revenue shows they're managing their money well and really dominating their markets.
So it's not just about making money, it's about using it wisely to keep growing and expanding. It's pretty amazing when you think about how they almost went bankrupt in the beginning. Talk about a comeback story.
It really shows how resilient they are, how they can adapt, and how smart they've been with their decisions.
From a Denny's booth to a multi-billion-dollar profit machine, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But let's be real. Past success doesn't always mean future success, right? What kind of challenges could NVIDIA face down the line?
Well, you always have to think about the risks. Competition is fierce. You know, other big companies want a piece of that AI and data center action. NVIDIA needs to stay ahead of the curve and keep innovating if they want to stay on top.
So, no resting on their laurels. They have to keep pushing the boundaries. What about things outside their control, like the global economy? Could that mess things up?
Definitely, economic downturns, problems with the supply chain, global events, all of that can impact the demand for their products and affect how they do.
It's a good reminder that even giants like NVIDIA aren't invincible. But hey, they've been through tough times before, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. NVIDIA has a history of adapting and coming out even stronger. That ability to change has been a big part of their success.
So even though there are always risks, it seems like NVIDIA is in a good spot to handle whatever challenges come their way.
I'd say so. Their strong financials, their leadership in key markets, and their dedication to innovation, all of that creates a pretty solid base for continued growth.
Well, we've covered a lot in this deep dive into NVIDIA. From those humble beginnings to becoming the powerhouse they are today, it's been quite a ride.
It really shows what's possible when you combine a strong vision, determination, and a bit of luck. And their journey isn't over yet. AI is going to keep shaping the future, and NVIDIA is sure to be right there at the front, leading the way.
As a newbie investor, I feel like I have a much better grasp on NVIDIA's journey and what's made them so successful. It's been a really great learning experience.
That's awesome. Remember, with investing, it's all about constantly learning. The more you know about a company, its industry, and the world around it, the better choices you'll make.
Thanks for taking us on this deep dive into the world of NVIDIA. It's been insightful, engaging, and honestly, a lot of fun.
The pleasure was all ours. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those great questions. Who knows, you might just discover the next big thing.
That's the plan. Until next time on the deep dive, happy investing, everyone.